This video review, we're going to take a look at Action Force Valaverse. This is the deluxe set of Blowback Sniper Edition. We have two sets on board in our collection because one is going to be the shooter, the other is going to be the spotter. Okay, so let's deal first with the first configuration of Blowback out of packaging. So this is going to be the tactical variant with a Delta Gear set. Okay. And the rifle or the SPR or special purpose rifle that it comes with. We're going to look at the details of this rifle later. Okay, so helmet, two attachments or accessories for the helmet. It's going to be the peltors with the mic, and the other one is just going to be regular ear protection or ear covers. Okay, so basic Delta Gear set, just in a different coloration, but with regards to how the position of the knife and the mag pouch, very just the same. Okay, we have the belt with the pistol, magazines which are molded, a multi-tool which is molded, a flashlight which is molded, and a small knife which is also molded. So we're going to tackle this one later on. The only thing that is missing in this configuration is going to be the night vision goggles. So don't look for the NVGs when you take the figure out of packaging because it is not included. The items that Blowback comes with is going to be an exchange of different handsets, which we're not going to show anymore because we're very familiar with the different handsets that this action figure or any Action Force Valaverse action figure comes with. I also failed to or forgot to mention the standard peltor set which comes in packaging. So if you don't want to use the helmet, we have just a standard peltor set with mic attachment for communication purpose. And just by dropping a pair of goggle sets which comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Dusty, you could convert this action figure into hit and run. And to complete my hit and run collection, so we have the base action figure from the 80s, Action Force Valaverse, and my custom 1:6 scale hit and run. This action figure set comes with 3 head units or head sculpts. So let's take a look at head unit number 1 attached to the action figure. Let's take a look at head unit number 2. The head unit with the one eye closed. Or I think he did not adjust his parallax well, or possibly the scope needs to be changed. Okay, so let's do a 360 view of that head unit while it is attached to the action figure. And this is head unit number 3. Or face mask unit. If it's going to be tactical Blowback, I'm going to use the head unit with the face mask. Of course, I already added the night vision goggles to complete this set. If it's going to be a woodland or a jungle mission Blowback, then this is going to be the head unit that I'm going to use. With regards to this, well, it could play as a secondary, but I'd rather display my action figure with this head unit. Okay. Question: is it possible to really paint your face this way? Same pattern as the uniform? Are you going to paint your head that way if you're going to go into the bush or in a jungle environment? If your life depends on it, you better paint your face or your head that way. 3 days in the bush, that is a very short stay. That is a vacation. Recon missions, 3 days, that is a vacation. Okay, so with regards to that head unit, ending up with a face paint or a camouflage face paint like that, is it possible to have the same pattern? Actually, yes. Because when you're going inside the bush or prolonging your stay in a woodland environment, you're going to use something like this. It's a camouflage makeup kit. Comes with a mirror, of course, because you're going to look at your face while you do your camo pattern. And the colors, actually, take a look at the colors. That's the colors that is on this action figure and on that head unit. Ending up with a head unit like that, very possible, because as you prolong your stay, you're going to retouch your face with that makeup kit. Because as you sweat, paint is going to fall off, or you're going to have an exposed portion of your face. So you'll stop and retouch. So having a face or a head unit like that, very, very possible. Majority of the reviewers are not going to show the details on this weapon system. They're just going to show it. Here's the other rifle that comes with this set, and they're going to concentrate on the sniper rifle. But there's so much details on this weapon system or special purpose rifle or designated marksman rifle that is just not given light or shine in a review. Okay, so let's take a look at the weapon system. If you take a closer look at the end of the rifle, that's going to be standard bird cage. So we've got the 3 holes, 2 on the side, or one on each side, 1 on top, and take a look at the bottom. The bottom does not have a hole, which actual bird cage for AR-15, that's the original design. So when you're shooting near to the ground, so as gas dispels from the rifle, you won't have a cloud of dust hovering around because your muzzle device is closed on this section, the bottom section. So great job, Vala. Okay, that is an M-lock handguard with an angled foregrip with a Picatinny rail section on top. And take a look at what type of handguard this is. This is a handguard that allows the barrel to free float. So if you have an AR-15 or you're a gun enthusiast who would sport an AR-15 at the gun range, possibly bringing a rifle to 300, 200, or possibly 500 yards, then you'd be really familiar with this type of handguard. Because if you're shooting for distance, this is the type of handguard that you're going to put on your rifle. That's a free-floating handguard. Much detail is also put on the scope. That's a nicely detailed cantilever mount for your scope. And we have windage and elevation knobs, and even a extra knob for either adjusting your parallax. And on the end, the buttstock, adjustable buttstock, we have a cheek riser, and it's collapsed. Because of course in this collapsed version, wherein the buttstock is really is not extended, I mean, so you could rack your charging handle with the cheek riser down. Now, if you're going to shoot for distance, of course, you're going to pull this out, adjust it to your shooting position, and you're going to elevate this cheek riser, which makes shooting even on the prone much more comfortable. And last is going to be the pistol grip. That is non-standard pistol grip, just like some of the ones that we are actually using on our sporting rifles or hunting rifles in an AR-15 configuration. So let's say the brand, Magpul. The only items that is missing in this SPR is going to be a bipod and a sound suppressor. But in its present configuration, I'm really okay with this weapon system. And it matches the color of the action figure and the rest of the accessories. Okay, so enough said of the SPR. Let's take a look at the rifle case. So with the blowback action figure. Dimensions. I have a rifle case like this, so actually really looks great. But the one that I have in this configuration already is a pull case. So I have two wheels on this section and a additional carry handle on this end, and it's going to house two rifles and possible ammunition on the side. But does it look cheap? Does it look undesirable? As you could see, it's okay. It really complements the action figure if you want to pose blowback this way. Okay, so this is one thing that Action Force Valaverse or Vala has done right. So he knows his stuff, he knows his weapon systems. So if you mount a scope on a rifle and you're going to zero it, actually you're not going to take that scope of the rifle, especially for a bolt action rifle like this. So this is a semi-auto, that is a bolt action rifle. So carrying case, and when you open it, there you go, the scope is not separating from the rifle. That is very right. So it's a very nice executed piece. Well, if you want to custom this further, you could add foam on this section to really add up to the appeal even on this section. Cut up foam to cover this section. Okay, my only gripe with this set, it's going to be the color of the spotter scope, because that's a different color from the camo pattern on the rifle and on the figure. Although we have that color on the knife and on the vest, but in this coloration, that's going to be easy to find in the field. Okay, so let's take a look at the bolt action rifle. So the bolt action rifle, of course, in 1:12 scale, that bolt is not going to be a working bolt. It's just going to be a molded bolt. We have a working bipod, two bipods, one in folded, and we have a ready bipod for shooting. So this is actually situated in the rifle case in this section. Okay, so nice bull barrel on the rifle. We have a muzzle device. Usually bolt action rifles don't have muzzle device, but this has a muzzle device, and you could attach effects on this muzzle device. Okay, so the stock, I use a hunter stock on my rifle, so I really love this pistol grip, because if you're shooting for distance, or especially if you're lying prone, you would want a pistol grip on a bolt action rifle like this. You have your well, of course it's non-adjustable, it's just molded in, but they included the detail of a adjustable cheek riser. Very nice, actually. My only gripe for this bolt action rifle, it would have been nice if the camo pattern also extended on the scope. Or the best thing that we could do right now is to have a cloth wrap on the scope. And for a spotter scope, we have a quad pad, so which stabilizes your spotter scope, especially when you're peering through your spotter scope. If it's handheld, then it's going to be a really shaky image. So all spotter scopes, they are used with some form of tripod, or the best thing is going to be a quad pad like this, because that's going to be a very stable image once you peer through the spotter scope. And we still have a Picatinny rail section to possibly attach another scope of some sort, or possibly a laser. So that's it. Very nice, actually. But the only thing is, only gripe aside from the color, it's going to be the length. Because if you have the action figure in a prone position, this height just doesn't work for display. So you'll end up just anyway cutting this portion of the quad pad. So this portion. So actually you're given this portion to adjust. Personally, I think I would be cutting on this section, on the really lower rung. Okay, now let's take a look at the Ghil Suit, or let's call it a sniper half suit, because it only covers half of the action figure. It exposes the underbelly. Well, I've already have seen a full Ghil Suit and it's not configured in this way, but I get the point of Vala, because if you're going to display your action figure in a sniper configuration, it's not going to be standing up. It's going to be that way, covered by that. So the instructions would tell us to get rid of the body armor and just retain the battle belt. Actually works. But if you're hard-headed and if you want to display this with that, then the easy way out to have your cake and eat it too is going to first cut off the antenna or pull out the antenna. But I was trying to pull this one out. Actually, that is already glued in. So no matter how hard I pull on that antenna, it won't really be detached from the radio. So your best bet, cut it off. And you could mount it on the action figure, on the Ghil Suit. But that's going to stretch out majority of the material, because take a look at this. This is on a very thin piece of very porous cloth. So as to how all this camo system is attached, or supposed to be the fake leaves, I really don't know how it is attached to the cloth unit, because I just can't see. Oh, okay. So actually, if you take a closer look, all of the pieces, they're sewed in. So there you go. Each of these pieces, they're sewed in, so you could really see the stitch marks. Okay, nice touch. We have elastic bands on the arms and on the legs, so let's try it out. But first, if you want to have this on, the next possible thing that you could do is to configure your vest this way, wherein you transfer all of the pouches, including the radio, up front. Okay, for those of us collectors who want to have their cake and eat them too. Okay, so I hope I got the expression right, because we have that body armor on the action figure except for the helmet. I couldn't squeeze the helmet on that hood. Okay, so first requirement is you have to configure the vest that comes with the action figure. So this is the vest that comes with the action figure. This is the stock one with the radio on the back and the non-detachable antenna. So you have to transfer this, pull this off, take all of the items off, and reglue them up front. That way you could configure this blowback into a recon blowback. So we have three configurations for blowback: tactical configuration, now recon configuration, and if you're going to pair blowback with this, it's going to be a sniper configuration. Okay, so first let us do a quick 360 view of the action figure. When putting on the Ghil Suit on the action figure with the body armor on, configured body armor on, actually I did not take off the handsets. I just took off the head. And I made use of course, tools. So you're not going to ruin the Ghil Suit. Actually, I only have two that detached. And actually, these pieces are pieces that are not sewed in to the cloth component of this Ghil Suit. Actually, they are extensions like this. So there are strands that are really long. So sometimes they would break off. So that's it. Actually, very nicely done suit. It even covers the boots. So you could pull on the sides to cover the boot sections like this for maximum camouflage. In a sniper configuration, this is where compromise ends. You just can't have your cake and eat it too. So you have to take off the body armor so the figure can hold on to the rifle properly. Because if it's going to have the body armor on, actually it's like the figure is like a turtle. It's floating on the body armor piece. So if you're going to take off the body armor, the figure could lay flatter and you have more room to extend the soft goods material. Because if you want to tear the soft goods material, then have the body armor on. Because as you stretch out the hands forward in sniper configuration this way, with that thickness of body armor, it's going to stretch out the material, which is, as you could see, that is very thin. So you risk the chance of tearing material if you have that body armor on. Plus, realistically speaking, if you're going to lie prone in a sniping position, having body armor on, that is very uncomfortable. And try crawling on dirt or possibly in woodland with a lot of stones, grass, and other plant material, and it's going to catch on all of the items you have on your vest. That's why snipers take off their vests and just have a pistol and a scout carried knife on their back. Okay, so we have the other blowback action figure out of packaging, designated role as spotter. So sideways, as you could see, the length of the quad pad has been shortened, so just easy. Exacto knife that length away. Okay, so proper eye relief for both of these action figures. Proper eye relief for the sniper or the shooter. Proper eye relief for the spotter. Okay. So I did not make use of the vest because if I made use of the vest, somehow I just can't make a pose like this. So let's take a top view of these two action figures. So this is the top view of the sniper team. So proper sniping position. Just imagine if these two guys were lying in a field. So the only thing that really is going to give them away is going to be the color of the spotting scope. But that could easily be modified by acetone to take off the brown color, or possibly we could just paint out stripes, black stripes, so it's going to be camouflaged, because that is just one solid piece of color, which in a position like this, it's going to stick out in a field. And anyway, very minor, something that we could do or modify at our own pace, just like what we did with the length of the quad pad. Easy to do, easy to fix. So this ends my review of Action Force Valaverse Deluxe Set Blowback. So if you like my review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.